Hello and welcome everyone. Myself, Namrata Kishnani, Assistant Professor, Department of Management, and today I'm going to take you to the journey of international trade and public finance. Let's begin the introductory topic of international trade and public finance. Let's begin with the definition. International trade or business refers to business across the countries. It includes any business activity that crosses the national boundaries. International business involves transfer of goods, services, capital, knowledge, people, information across the national boundaries with a view to satisfy the needs of individuals, organizations and government. So just let us bifurcate and elaborate the definition. It involves the needs of individuals, organizations and government, that is for the profit motive. The international business involves exchange of goods and services, capital and knowledge across the national boundaries, and thus it defines the commercial activity. Therefore, we can further elaborate on the nature of international trade. It involves the individuals and organizations who are involved for the profit motive in international transactions and business. The scope of international trade involves not just goods and services, but also tourism, knowledge, skills, transfer of people and technology, capital and information, that is across the boundaries. International business transactions can be from the simplest form of imports and exports to the highest involvement of FDI, that is the foreign direct investments. It can be in different forms, from licensing to franchising, from joint ventures to amalgamations, from joint mergers and so many more. The international trade is continuously evolving for the needs of higher profit motives. Thus, we come to our answer. Why do we need international trade? International trade is highly motivated with the pull factor, that is the higher profitability. As the profits are stagnating, the growth opportunities does not rest in the domestic countries itself, but it crosses the national boundaries for more and more profits. The next answer would be the push factors, that is the distribution of resources, which is not equivalent in every country. The resources are not distributed equally in every country, and thus every country cannot rely on its own resources. They cannot be self-sufficient. And for expansion and for requirement or satisfaction of the needs, we look for international trade. The growing competition and the growing competitive markets have also elaborated the international business for more and more profits, for more and more opportunities to commercialize and to grow your businesses. Countering further competition, there has been a lot of entries into our domestic markets. International trade has actually the answer for all. Those companies which are looking for their expansion motives in our domestic country, that is answered by the domestic companies who look forward for international businesses abroad, giving them a counter competition. Economies of scale can further be generated with the expansion of scale, because the domestic markets are saturating. The domestic demands are further saturating. The increase in cost of production can be outcast by generating economies of scale through expansion of the businesses that is looking for international trade and business. That is how international trade has actually benefited the countries and the companies and economies across the world. The advantages of international trade have been enormous, looking for optimal use of natural resources to specialization of labor, technology and other resources for the increase in expansion of production and output. The advantages of large-scale production has also minimized the cost and generated economies of scale. That is, generating profits for larger economies like China. The stability in prices with the reduction of prices by purchasing goods from other countries at a lower cost and then manufacturing those products and selling that at a higher cost has benefited through international trade. The exchange of technical know-how and the establishment of new industries have also been the result of the international trade. There has been a continuous increase in efficiency and specialization with high quality of manufacturing at a low cost with purchase of raw materials from across the globe. That is to produce a high quality of product that is for the benefit of all customers, giving or passing on the benefit and the profits to the customer at the low cost. This has led for international cooperation and understanding by not only the countries but also the companies across the boundaries. The availability of goods of all types within your own domestic market has also led to further expansion of the domestic markets and increase in the standard of living. However, the international trade has its own problems. There has been a lot of dependency on the larger economies, especially during the COVID-19, as we have experienced, the Chinese markets were totally closed and the entire manufacturing supply chain and production was severely impacted, bundling into the large losses faced by the huge companies across the globe. This has also led to international conflicts as due to expansion of production and the cutthroat competition has led to international conflicts. The local unemployment has been on an increase as the smaller companies are not able to face the cutthroat competition that is being posed by the huge companies that has the enormous profits, cash reserves that are able to compete the local markets or provide the local markets with a huge variety of goods and services at a very low cost. Thus, it has led to local unemployment, migration of people for opportunities elsewhere. Thus, it has also further led to resource depletion of the countries. That is, the inputs and the capital factors which are being imported from the developing countries to developed economies having the huge capital resource with them. It has also led to further environmental degradation, currency fluctuation and economic justice, actually widening the gap of income inequalities and economic problems. We further come down to the stages of international trade. International trade begins from the first stage of domestic companies, where the production facilities are located in the domestic market. The companies are much more culturally aware and the products are made for the domestic consumption. However, as companies expand from domestic markets to international markets, the second stage of internationalization starts with basics of exports and imports, wherein the companies are supplying their excessive production of the domestic markets into international markets for larger profits or to dispose of their large production. The cultural awareness and agility is not playing a huge important role here. Neither the companies adopted the markets, the market orientation of other nations. However, in the third stage of internationalization, the companies go for specializing in the other international markets. They are increasing their market overseas with customization of the products as per the local needs of the market, setting up R&D centers abroad, region-specific manufacturing units, which are referred as multinational companies. Their more concentration is now shifted to international countries wherein the marketing and production is specialized as per the multiple interest of the companies. In the last stage of international business, we look for transnational and global businesses, wherein the companies have become global, adding up to efficiencies by a high quality product at a low cost, being locally responsive of the needs of the people there. However, they are sharing the resources across the globes. That is, the companies are going for production as per local market, while the resources are being shared across the globe for generating a high scale of production of a better quality product at a very low cost, thus transferring the profits and the benefits to the people. The ownership, control and top management is globally dispersed, and the cultural awareness and agility of the people plays a highly crucial role. With this, we end the introductory topic of international trade and business. Thanks for watching.